Dungeons and Coffee.
Alright.
Greetings.
Welcome to episode 100 of Dungeons and Coffee. Episode 100, we're going to make a tree herder, or a treant, or an ent. It's also going to be a dice tower. Here's the things you need, of course. Paper bag, paper towel rolls, and yeah, just rip those. Some excruciating pain hearing this this tearing sound, so I had to turn that down a bit. So, crinkle that up a whole lot, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you a lot of texture. It's going to give you some wrinkles, some creases. It's going to look really good. It's going to look a lot more like natural bark, which is what we're going for here. Just twist that up, and the video is pretty self-explanatory on that note. But get you a few of those, because you're going to use most of them for the tree, but you're going to use your extras or any leftovers you have for branch placement. When you get this thing almost finished, you're going to see where you might want a few more branches, just whatever your tree looks like. So just get it in your mind's eye and figure out what you want it to look like. And as you create this tree, this tree person, this tree herder, it's going to kind of help shape itself too. So here's the twists put together over the tube, and that tube is crooked. It has some obstacles in there, so when you drop your dice down in the top, it's going to tumble out the bottom there. So your tree is going to basically poop out the dice. It's kind of gross, but I'm sure 90% of everybody that hears me talk about this tree and the dice coming out is going to be thinking that. Because the internet is a very mature place to be most of the time, isn't it? Here I'm using my little torch lighter to get rid of some of those little glue strings that come around there. And I'm pretty happy with the tree at this point. You're going to see that it kind of evolves and gets a little better. There's the face. I wanted the eyes to look kind of natural, and wanted I wanted the wood to look very old as well. Almost a dead tree, but not quite. So I used a lighter to burn those eyes. You'll notice up there I used a glue gun to give him his eyeballs. And we're going to use some glue there to coat this brown paper. And we're going to do that for a couple of reasons. It's going to give it a lot of strength. It's also going to make sure you don't have to use too much of your glue on it. Because this stuff, if you don't put the glue on first, this stuff will soak up your glue like crazy. So you don't want to use too much of it. Yeah, here he is at this point. I put a few extra roots underneath to give direction to the dice so they don't just fall down anywhere. I wanted the dice to come out at a certain area. So that's what those little extra roots there are for. I added those later. I just had some spare old plastic flowers laying around in my scrap bag. Trimmed a few leaves off there to give them a little color, a little greenery on the ends of his limbs there. Because I want them to look like those ancient trees you look up, like some of the oldest trees on the planet, like some of those, but I wanted to have a little green. And you just blend that in with the glue gun there, as you can see. And there he is. That's what you're going to end up with. Something that looks a little something like this if you use this bag twist method of mine. And we're going to paint him in one of the next episodes, probably episode 101. I'll go ahead and finish painting him and decorate the base. He'll be 100%. And we'll drop some dice down there and let's just see some of the dice fly. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bless his little heart. I don't have a name for him yet. If you got a good name for him or her, let me know what it is and we'll adopt that name. So there we go. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Keep your books off the table and keep reaching for the dice.
Remember, keep your books off the table and keep reaching for the dice.
Yodeling.